Hi everyone, my name is King Ivy and this is Introduction to SAP Lumira. This is the second workshop on probably going to do 5 videos or so on SAP Lumira, and I am using the personal edition. So if you haven't seen lesson 1, I'm going to include an annotation at the bottom of the screen so that you can go check it out, just because that's where we're leaving off. So we've already prepared the data. You can go back and see the data that we prepared. So I've imported and prepared. So now we're on to the visualization aspect. In this one, I'm going to break visualization up into 2 videos, one with more advanced charts and one with more basic charts, which is the introductory charts are going to be this video. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create, what you'll notice actually before we start, I'm going to walk you through the area. So you'll see we have measures here. So measures are numbers, dimensions are categories. Interestingly, they like to include everything as a dimension, which is fine. All 323. Looks like you can select a subset as a measure, which is fine. Sometimes that's the case. Then what you'll see here is you have a series of different charts that you can use, and then you'll see different measures and dimensions that you can put in, and then you have this one, the trellis, where you can actually then add different layers to it. It'll be clear when we actually go through some examples. And then you have your visualization area here. And if you want to add a new chart, you just click on this plus sign, which we'll be using, and then you'll see the different data sets you can select. So you can select more than one data set if you want to, which is actually really helpful. And then here are some other options that we'll be using as we go along. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to create a simple like bars and column charts. Nothing too crazy here, but let's just get started. So what you want to do here is select your dimension. So we're going to click on this plus sign, and we are going to select region. And then you'll see here it's kind of grafted, but doesn't have any. It says to add more measures. Let's go here and let's select sales. Pretty straightforward. If I want to sort it, I can just click on this sort button. Sort ascending, descending. In fact, they don't even tell you descending or ascending. They just have the up and down arrow. So that's actually like quite intuitive. And if I want to add a label, for example, I can just go to this gear in the top right hand corner, go show labels, and there you go. It says show label. Perfect. And then as well, I can set axis scale if I wanted to. I'm just gonna leave it for now. And as well, you can change the legend color if you want to as well. So for example, if we were to throw order priority here, now you'll see that it separates central by these different order priorities. And then you can see how it's sorting. So it still sorts it on the main, essentially the y-axis. So that's one way of approaching it. If I click on this drop down box, it's actually really user friendly, and I really applaud SAP Lumira for this. Is now I'll click on this drop down list, and I can click on column chart, and it'll transform my data into columns. I'm actually going to get rid of the show data labels. It's a little bit distracting. So you can see here, you can transform it pretty easily. You can also, what I'm going to show here is maybe I don't want to show it order priority in this manner. Maybe I want to show it in this manner. So now I have my order priority driving my bar chart. I'm going to change that back. What you can also do is then do a stack bar chart, which is very common. It's really nice, really useful, because it shows you the breakdown of each region by order priority. You can also do a stack column chart, which is the same thing except for just reversed. Stack chart with 2 x-axis. So this one we actually have to add another one. So let's add another measure. Let's say profit. So now you'll see which ones are the profits and which ones are sales. It's actually pretty useful, pretty handy. Actually kind of like it. So let's see what I'm gonna put in shipping costs here. So here you can put the various combinations if you want to as well. So pretty useful. And if we go here, now we can do a column chart, essentially the same thing just with the column. This actually looks even better. And we can do, lastly, this is probably everyone's favorite. I'm not really a big fan of 3D charts, but this is a 3D chart you could potentially do. Let's get rid of here. So now you can see, do a 3D dimension of south and low, all these different combinations. I just find it a little bit distracting and a little bit hard to interpret. You can also do it horizontal, vertical, and I believe you can hold the mouse and go like different dimensions. So that's actually pretty neat. It's pretty useful. But obviously this is the colors are not really the greatest, but I'm sure they're better in the standard edition. So we're just gonna leave that as is, and you'll see that now you have a colored legend below, and we're gonna add a new chart. So let's create something. So let's start utilizing the line chart. So we're gonna click here, and you'll see it doesn't really change because it's pretty similar dimensions. So what we're gonna do here is we are going to select, let's select product category as our x-axis, and let's select our y category as our profit. So now we can see profit by category, pretty straightforward. You can see the line chart, and as well, you could also break it out. Similar thing. Let's actually use the column here. Let's break it by customer segment. So you can see customer segment, how each of the different product categories are performing. So it's actually pretty interesting. So you see here, corporate's really doing really well. Very interesting. And as well, we can then switch to here, and we can switch to an area chart if we want to. That's pretty nice. We can switch to a combined line and bar chart. So yep, that's pretty handy. Actually, let's throw on, where is it? Let's change this to sales. So there you go. Now just adding on sales so that we can actually see the bar and line charts. Let's actually flip this. So you can see how the profits are derived. And let's actually get rid of the colors here. It's a little bit distracting, a little bit hard to see. So you can see like how the profits are trending with the product category. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You can do line chart with 2 y-axis. There you go. So sharing the same, well, this is essentially a dual axis. So you see profits and then you see sales here. Pretty easy. And there you go. So this is the column version of it. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward, pretty useful. Again, you can utilize, let's not utilize that. Let's use customer segment. So you can see here the relationships, pretty quick and easy to create these charts. So let's leave that one as is. Let's create a new one. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the pie chart. So you're going to see that it's slightly different, but it still tells you which one's dimensions and measures, which I find really helpful. So here I'm going to pick our legend colors to be, let's actually pick it to be customer segment. And let's figure out what our sales is by customer segment. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. You can also make it a donut chart, which is pretty much the same thing, except for it's in the middle. There's a white circle and sales. So that's one thing I really like about SAP Lumira is that it does all these really advanced charts with just click a button. So here now you can basically do a 3D pie chart. So if I wanted to do profit, for example, so you can see the profits by, again, you can use your, hold your mouse down and spin around to see the different ones. You can also, oh no, you can't show labels here. But you can also run filters, for example. So if I wanted to look at only the critical ones, you'll see how the chart changes. And I can also get rid of this. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Actually, I don't want all my charts to be too funky, so I'm just going to leave it here. And I should be able to add data label now. Perfect. So it shows the different options that are available. Perfect. So let's add another chart. Let's do the table chart, which is not quite as exciting, but still really useful. So we can go to For example, customer name. This might be a lot of them. And what we're going to do here is we're going to add sales, profit, and we're going to add shipping cost. So now we just have a nice table. Again, you can sort it. You can actually choose how you want to sort it. So you can sort it by profit, for example. In this case, it's ascending. I'll have to just click on it. So you can see here who's the most profitable customer. You can sort it in a number of different ways. You can sort it. You can do top ones if you want to. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you one other one. This is really just good to get a total. So you can just drop a value here. So for example, you can drop in profit. You can drop in profit, and it'll tell you what the total profit is. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. That's the basics charts of SAP Lumira. So I look forward to speaking to you in the next lesson.